Hi, Samantha. This is Nirali. Welcome to India today.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Yeah, how's India treating you? It's been a while since you have landed here.
Amazing. I love it. Yeah, I've really had a good time.
Which places have been you have been able to explore so far?
Oh, well, I went to a Ganesha temple and I went out to the countryside. I've been to the beach. I've been to a couple of your best malls. I don't know. I've been a few places, but mostly around Mumbai. I haven't been able to travel outside of Mumbai yet.
But what are the things that you love about this nation?
Oh, well, I mean, this is the birthplace of one of my favorite things in the whole world, which is yoga. I love yoga, so it's great to be in the home country of yoga. So for me, that's very special. I said I also like the food, and I like how everybody's been very nice to me, very welcoming. People make you feel welcome, and
Yeah.
I like
You,
that.
you also happened to meet Hrithik Roshan, who is called the Greek god of Bollywood. How was your experience meeting him?
My experience meeting him was great. He was a very nice guy, and yeah, it was nice talking to him about Hawaii, which is one of my favorite places in the world. I've been there since I've been going there since I was a little kid, and I owned a yoga studio there for about 4 years, and yeah, I love that place. So he and I got to talk about that. We talked about movies, and he's of course a very nice looking guy, so he not hard on the eyes.
Yeah, absolutely. But what are the
Yeah.
qualities of him that you admire as a person or as an actor, if I ask?
Well, as an actor, I think I like a few things about him. One, which is like he keeps himself in shape physically. And I think that that's important as any human being, whether you're an actor or not an actor. I think he keeps himself in really good shape. Um, he's just super sweet. He has like a very nice energy about him. He's a very nice guy. He's very family oriented. You can tell. I mean, he talks about his kids a lot, and obviously hardworking because he is always shooting something. He never stops. So that's another great quality. So I'd say like keeps himself in good shape, family oriented, and hardworking.
That's great to hear. But also tell me, are there any plans, of you making your acting debut with Hrithik Roshan in Bollywood?
No, I wouldn't go that far as to say that that's going to happen. Just because we took a picture doesn't mean we're making a movie together at this point. I just met him, and so if I do get to work with him, that would be amazing. But nothing's set in stone for that.
That's good to hear. A lot of girls come to this industry to make a mark for themselves with great
Hmm.
aspirations. I want to ask you, where do you see yourself in the Hindi film industry?
I don't know. That's a very good question. I'm still trying to figure out where I would fit in. Most likely, I will fit in with the OTT web series type stuff, hosting stuff. Um, I came here mostly because I just wanted to take the trip. It's not necessarily because I thought, oh, I'm going to have this huge career. I don't know what I'm going to be able to do here as much as you do, because I don't know how many opportunities there are for English speaking actors, because I am an English speaking actor. So obviously, if I did any dialogue in Hindi, I would have to learn that dialogue, and it's not something I grew up with. So I don't know how well it's going to come off, to be honest with you. I've always loved Bollywood. So it's been a dream come true for me to just come here, to just visit, to just meet people that I've always admired and liked their work. I came here with zero expectations of working. I just wanted to come here to meet some people and see if there were any opportunities. And so far, it looks like there might be some. But when they will happen is, well, a little bit depends on COVID and how fast the productions are going to be moving along. So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
That's
I intend on working in Hollywood still and working here. I intend on working back home more, maybe even than working here, because I don't speak Hindi, I speak English. So that's the reality of it. But I just always loved Bollywood. So I wanted to come and meet everybody here. And
So you just mentioned, that you have been meeting a lot of people in the industry. Which actors and actresses have you met so far? And what was your conversation with them like?
I met Anil Kapoor from Slumdog Millionaire. I met Shilpa Shetty. I met Salman Khan. I met Hrithik Roshan. I met Valusha. And Valusha and I went hiking. Salman and I talk about movies. I talked about movies in Hawaii with Hrithik. Anil Kapoor, we talked about his kids, some about movies and I don't know, random subjects. And Shilpa and I, we talked about her family and, what was the point of my coming to India, yada, yada, yada. She was curious about what did I want to do here. And so, we talked a little bit about that. So those are roughly the conversations I've had with everybody. We talk about movies, family, and what do I want to do with my acting career here and back home.
Yeah, absolutely. But I
was just going to say, when I talk to people who are also in this business, generally, like, those are the topics in general. Like, where do you like to travel? Talk about their kids, talk about work, talk about what they want to do, talk about what I want to, this is pretty normal conversation.
Yeah, that you can have with anyone, like an easygoing conversation. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. If you look at the industry, there are so many talented actors and actresses out there. Which actors and actresses do you plan to work with? Do you intend to work with?
Well, it just doesn't really work like that. Like, you can't just intend on working with somebody and then it happens. I mean, you can say you want to work with these people, but that doesn't mean that the projects that happen, you get to work with the people you want to work with. I mean, my all-time favorite actress that I would love to work with is Meryl Streep. Now, if there's ever an opportunity to do that, well, of course, I would be there in a heartbeat, but that's luck of the draw. It's kind of like you were saying, there's so many people out there that want to work and want to be actors. And so there has to be an element of luck, because unless you're producing the movie yourself and then that person comes on board because they've agreed to work on a movie that you're producing, otherwise you don't have that much control necessarily over the people you work with. Especially, I think Hollywood does a little bit on the higher levels, but most of the time, it's who the producers, who the directors want to cast. And then that's, the rest is not really up to us as actors. Yeah. Whoever's best for the role is who ends up usually getting the part, whoever suits the part the best.
You have your yoga studios. When did you turn to yoga, to stay fit and fine?
Okay. So I started doing yoga when I was in my mother's belly. My mother was doing yoga before I was born with my yoga teacher and my dad. So both of my parents were doing yoga since 1975, I would say.
Yeah.
My dad and the other star of this movie called 2001 Space Odyssey, which is a very famous movie. He and Keir Dullea were both doing yoga together. And then my mom started doing yoga later. And then, so both of my parents were practicing before I was born.
Yeah. But what's your diet regime look like, and what's your fitness routine for the day, like that you follow on a daily basis?
On a daily basis, I love to go in the sauna or the steam room and do my yoga practice when I'm a little bit warmed up. So I do half moon, I do some hip opening, I do always some back bending. I do lunges and squats. If I go to the gym, I like lifting light weights, and I like using the elliptical machine or walking on the treadmill. So my fitness routine, I love to do anything that has to do with being outside. So I love swimming in the ocean. So let me do that again. So my fitness routine is generally a combination of some yoga with some outdoor activities. I love swimming. I love walking on the beach. I love hiking. I love roller skating. So when I'm back home, I just throw on my skates and I skate all around our neighborhood. But on a daily basis, I always do some back bending. I always do some side bending, some things for my overall flexibility from my spine. So I do yoga, some yoga every day.
And lastly, before we end this conversation that was so insightful about you and your plans, what would be your message for people out there who, are waiting to see you on the silver screen?
I'd say thank you so much for waiting. Continue to do that, please. And hopefully one day, and sooner than later, you will see me.
That's great. Thank you so much, Samantha, for doing this. And I wish you all the luck for your future in Hollywood and in Bollywood.
Thank you so much. Appreciated.